All right, so this is my 250 mile review on the Addmotor M62. So I've had only not really even an issue, but I had my fenders come loose and I had to tighten them up with a couple Allen wrenches. I think my front fender was a little bit loose, so I did that. But yeah, it worked out perfect. So after that, no problems with brakes, no problem with gears, no problem with chains. Absolutely love this little bike. It works so well, and especially for a big old boy like me. So yeah, it's a pretty good addition. So I'm trying out my new DJI Mic 2 on this. I'm a hunter, so I had to come out to the Fish and Game office and get my tags. I'll kind of show you the Fish and Game office. They got some, I should have filmed inside, but they got all kinds of deer heads and stuff that have been illegally shot, and this little bronze of the antelope out here and stuff like that. It's pretty nice. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to have 250 miles on this. I've been riding it back and forth to work. It actually has saved a lot of miles on my pickup. So Ram 250, Dodge 6.4 Hemi in it, and boy oh boy does that thing, it'll, whopping 6 to 8 miles a gallon in town. So it's been kind of nice to have this to ride around in. Also, last time I rode it, they had the big hurricane in Florida and North Carolina and Tennessee and all up the East Coast. And I'm sure it was from the global warming of me driving my pickup that day. So it's good to go green with the Addmotor. Not really, but it is what it is. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna take, it's the only bike path I think we have in town. So, and it goes up around the fairgrounds, down our old main street, and then back home. And so, yeah, it's kind of a nice little bike path or walking path or whatever, but you can ride your bike on it without any issues. And but for the rest of the places in town, you just kind of ride ride the streets up and down, and you can go on the sidewalks if, especially like on the main drags. I kind of get off the main drag because I don't want to be hit by a car. It's totally amazing how little people pay attention to bikes, motorbikes, and stuff like that. So you got to kind of watch where you're going and watch what you're doing, because if you don't, you might get hit. So got to be careful. So on my Addmotor here, so I normally run in pedal assist 3 and then gear 6, and that kind of gives me a good cadence. And then it also puts my battery watt usage in the 100 to 200 range. So, and sometimes down as low as 50. So it just gives you, you're doing work. If I go into pedal assist 4, I put it in 7th gear, and that keeps my cadence good. And so it's not overly overwhelming on me. And then that way, so that's kind of how I do it. So if your legs are faster, I'm sure you could use a different pedal assist and different gears. But the thing I've noticed on this bike is if the front sprocket was just a little bit bigger, you wouldn't feel like you're pedaling like a wild man in different pedal assists. So especially when you get into that 5, 6, and 7, if you have it in 7th gear, you're ghost pedaling. It's not really doing anything. So only when you take off do you feel resistance. Otherwise, you're just ghost pedaling. And for you that don't know, ghost pedaling is when you're just pedaling along and the electric motor's doing all the work. So yeah, but no, this little thing has been a blessing for me. It's keeping me active. I think today, by the time I get home, I'll probably have 6-7 miles on for the day. So it's always good to get out and do something. So especially if you're trying to lose weight. I mean, don't be afraid to buy an e-bike, because you're still going to work. It may not be as much as some, but you're going to do some work. And so, and slow and steady wins the race, as they say. So as long as you're active, it'll come off a little bit of calorie counting or cutting back, and you'll be fine. If you're a little bigger person and you're wondering, well, I'm going to get the workout. Well, yeah, you can shut the motor off, or you can put it in pedal assist 1 and just pedal your little heart out, and you're going to do most all the work. But you're going to get exercise no matter what you do. So this is, it's hard to see, but the brick wall you can see in the camera on the left is what's called Denton Field. And now it's used to be Denton Field, now it's called Connor Stadium. That's where we play our high school football. Let me turn this around here. We have a baseball team. I don't know if you can see through the fence, but that's our football field. And then, of course, we have our stadium for baseball. I don't know, it's American Legion team, I think. But and then, yeah, so that's kind of nice. And then over here to our right, when I kind of spun around, you've probably seen that little pond-looking thing. That's our, what they call here in Miles City is our swimming pool. It's freshwater fed. They pump it in out of the river, and then I think they always have a little water running in there. And then, of course, they try to chlorinate it, but it's not the perfect situation. But it's better than nothing. For our little town, swimming pools are expensive to maintain, and we don't really have an active swim team or anything like that, as far as I know. I don't know. My kids are all older and have kids, so they used to swim, and my one son was a avid swimmer, so he was always on the swim team. And in fact, he became a hard hat diver out of high school and did that for 2-3 years, and then, which he loved, traveled all over the United States doing hard hat diving and stuff. So but this now is our main street. As you can see, there's a lot of cars, and so if you have traffic and people aren't watching, so I usually, if it's sidewalks aren't busy, and I just get over on the sidewalk and pedal down the road. So in pedal assist 3, gear 6, I usually can go about 11.1 miles per hour. And then if I go to 4, pedal assist 4 and gear 7, I can run about 14 and a half miles an hour. And so like right here now, in my rear view mirror, I got a car coming up, so I'll get over and stop at the light and get out of their way. So this is our Custer County Sheriff's Office. I see we have a little road blockage here. What do we got going on today? Ooh, big load trying to get through. So, I think I'll must. Whoa. Oh, it looks like they might have hit something back there. Something come down. Well, that's probably not good for them. Trying to take the truck route and got a little too high, I guess. So anyway, so we'll just head back to the main drag. And so we have an underpass, and it's kind of cool. Where the train tracks go over. We used to have two trains come through, the Milwaukee Railroad and then the Burlington Northern, and they both run the same track. And so we had to, back in the day, they wanted to make sure people get through, so they built this underpass, and it was a great idea until we rained. But thank God we're a drier state on the southeast side of Montana, because every time we get an inch or two of rain, this thing fills up and people are always getting stuck in it. And a few years ago they put in a new drain system, and it's just still can't keep up. I mean, it's just so much water. And I mean, I'm not kidding you, in these pillars here, it'll get 2-3 feet high and up in these pillars before it'll drain. So yeah, that's the way it goes. Our local police department, God bless them, they come down and of course, block. Actually, let's go this way and we'll go back and see what's going on with that oversized load that obviously hit something. But anyway, yeah, so it worked. Of course, I'll have to probably veer off up here because they're going to have the road blocked, but oh shoot, they got the train people here and everything. They must have hit something big or good. Oh, I see. Looks like a flatbed trailer hauling. Oh, they even have a pilot car. Obviously, they didn't get the pilot words out. So we'll just take different streets back home. Yeah, so I would say overall this, the Addmotor M360, or I think it is, 2, is actually a super nice bike. Or trike, I should say. For me, it works out perfect. I know people have had troubles going around corners and being on two wheels, and I don't know, maybe I'm big enough it won't do it, but it would, I'm sure, if I really took the corner fast. But if I look to my, if I'm turning to the right and I look right and look down towards the ground and kind of lean in, I've never had trouble. But then I'm not going around these corners at 25-30 miles an hour. I'll go around at 10 miles an hour, and I seem to be all right. But you just got, it's like with anything, they're only as good as you are. So if you're being reckless, guess what? You're going to wreck. So, all right, well, that's about it for my review. Thank you all, and God bless, and go vote.